guys, my virtual family. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, and happy Mother's Day to all the single dads. So I just wanted to catch everybody up real quick. I just got a phone from the church that's helping me, St. Vincent de Paul, from the Catholic Church here in town, and they got me a phone card with it so I can finally record videos again. So today, you'll have to pardon me. I'm a bit emotional because of it being Mother's Day, and those of you that have followed my story, I have a big custody thing going on with the kids, and a 7-year battle with their dad, taking them out of our home state, coming up here to Pennsylvania. almost 7 years later, still fighting the good fight. Survived homelessness, this polar winter, not having a phone, surviving out in the woods, stuff like that. I'm alone. I don't have a partner or anything. And then to make matters worse, this past week, there was a lady in town that let me stay in her lower level basement. It was unfinished, but it was shelter. Beggars can't be choosers. So I did a bunch of work for her around the house and gave her some money out of my cash assistance, and she ended up stealing from me and left me a handwritten eviction letter with no notice. And I know Pennsylvania tenant rights, so I'm pursuing that so that the church that's helping me can be compensated. I don't want anything, but she stole some items from me on top of that. To add fuel to the fire. I've been really struggling, my only source of income being food stamps and $90 bi-weekly cash assistance. Whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I have a court hearing on Friday, and I am in contact with a family law attorney as well as a civil rights attorney due to my autism, and being basically, whatever. I don't even know how to describe that. Just there in Carbon County here, there's absolutely no help for homeless women or single women unless you have children that live with you or you're a man. They only have shelters for that. So I'm working with my church, and I got a room. Right across there is the inn that I'm staying, and if you can see, my beautiful view is this little lovely park, and I'm in the gazebo right now, so out of the rain. And I just wanted to show full cloud cover here, and it's very cold, windy. You can see the wind going. You probably heard it with that when I turned the phone, but it's a perfect mirror reflection of my emotional state on the inside. My ex decided to low blow me here and get a PFA against me, protection from abuse. And it doesn't matter. The documentation that I have, records, paperwork, medical records, school records, documentation from these agencies. I'm not afraid about losing the case or anything. And I'm just, it's rough, it being Mother's Day, and I have no contact even with my kids. So, my music is my medicine. I've been listening to a lot of Korn and Linkin Park, Rage Against the Machine, Tom McDonald, and this other dude that I haven't heard yet. I think his name's Joyner, something Joyner, but wow, like powerful lyrics too. So I've made some friends with the other people that are staying in the rooming house here. Everybody's super nice and kind and have helped me out with coffee and, just daily. I'm still battling my nicotine addiction, but with my stress and my nerves, I keep trying to explain to people that once my circumstances improve, which they are, and I'm on my own fully and my disability goes through and I have some kind of income and, my own place, and I should get my diploma very soon. I still do homework every day, just trying to keep myself together here and keep rising above and on to the next day. But I walk this world alone, and I know what my mission is fully, and it's a pretty monumental task. I'm using my gift, which is my intellect. As some of you know, those of you that have followed me for a while, by the time I was 12, after intensive psychotherapy and academic testing, it was determined that I had an IQ of 144 in 1988, and my gift has been misguided, misrepresented, misused, misdirected, squandered, and I just don't want this horror of the flames of purgatory that I have walked in 42 years to be the same for my sons, who are also musically, academically, and artistically gifted as their mother. I research homeopathic and natural remedies, plant-based nutrition, herbs, vitamin, mineral supplements, yoga, meditation. Plus, I do some archaeology, some astrophysics, and a bunch of other fun stuff. Physiology and atomic nuclear medicine, that's my areas of research, as well as philosophy and scripture and translation of language and you name it. My brain kind of works like a CPU. It just accepts more data than the average, and I can process it more efficiently and formulate solutions quickly. And, I like things that are sustainable, that last, that work. I don't bother with Western medical industry anymore. And I'm now on my way. As soon as I get my diploma, I can see clients in my own home or distance, studying Reiki, energy healing, and crystal gemstone therapy, aromatherapy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Eastern philosophy, healing, art of medicine, not Western industry killing for a profit or sticking a Band-Aid on a problem, temporarily covering it up but not curing it. In my opinion, things need to be brought back down to the basics. In math, they always teach you, simplify, reduce, find the truest, which is a 0 point. Can't dissect it. Think of a pie, you cut a slice out of it, right? And when it's a whole pie, it cannot be dissected or cut or sliced or contorted or twisted, or it's whole. So I think things need to be brought down to an atomic nuclear level on every level in the game, the Monopoly game of life that we're in right now. Read rule number 11 of the Monopoly game, by the way. You'll see how it goes. So anyways, cold, dreary, windy, gloomy, empty, hollow, sad, broken, overwhelmed, exhausted, physically, physiologically, emotionally. Yeah. So again, my music, these people, Generation X, if anybody listens to the lyrics of the music from my era, 70s kids grew up in the 90s, angst era, new rock era, but we speak the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So sometimes people get angry, they don't agree, they want to argue, butt heads, debate, make you justify, explain, or whatever. I don't care. I just speak the truth. That's all I know how to do. I know who I am. I know my family ancestry. I've been digging deep with that lately. And I know my mission here. And my mission is for the greatest good of all. And that includes human beings, that includes plants, that includes animals, that includes the environment, that includes the waterways, that includes the air we breathe, reporting local breaking geopolitical news, as well as planetary and astronomical events that are going on in our solar system, and things like Planet X research coming into our orbit, balance of the universe. Ever since I was a kid, those were my two questions. Number one, what's beyond space? And I always got nothing. It's just black. And I said, well, no, because that's still something, matter. And 42 years later, looks like I was right. And then I wanted to know about God, and I was raised in the Catholic Church. My Nana was a very devout Catholic angel, living angel on earth, and raised us in the Catholic Church. There's a lot of brokenness in every sect of government and religion and education and yada, 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 but there's a lot of truths as well. And any ancient text that I've had the honor of studying, I see the same truths, and I see different deceptions, and you have to use your own discernment and read between the lines. So I speak a lot like Jesus. Jesus spoke in parables. I speak in metaphors, analogies, equations, chemical compound compositions, medical terminology, prophecy, lyrics. Sometimes, to make a point, you have to draw on the wisdom of others that have gone before or are walking alongside of you. And since I have no one in 3D Matrix world, my peeps are online, and I know this is my 7-year transition right now of things changing for the positive, finally. And it's been a lot of footwork. I've survived addiction, suicide, overdose, alcoholism, sexual addiction, you name it. I've done it. And after my death experience last summer, I had 3 seizures in 1 week, and I saw the light, pun intended. And, I was basically turned around, and your mission's not complete. Get back there and do what you got to do. Start, as my dad, naval Vietnam veteran, would say, shape up or ship out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm a mother, first and foremost, and I am a lot of things: scholar, researcher, physician, and I would like to become a professor or a lector one day. I don't really speak the same language as the average people like me. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal or glorifying myself or acting holier than thou or self-righteous. It's just average here, higher capacity here, less capacity here. Just different. Not better, not worse, not greater than or less than. Just different. I have 3 sons. My eldest is Stephen. He'll be 21 in July. My middle son is Jonathan. He'll be 18 in October. And my youngest is Benjamin. He just turned 14 in February. And I have an angel baby in heaven who will be 25 this June. His name is Samuel. And I just wanted to show, just to give a little hope, anybody that's maybe going through a dark, dreary, gloomy, crappy, cold, empty, hollow Mother's Day with me, I'll hang out with you. So today I wore my mom's shirt. It's probably going to be backwards because this thing works like a mirror, doesn't it? I'm not tech savvy. I can be accountable for the things I have yet to learn, like coding and computer coding. But if it works similarly to this, I can handle it. So, Mom, and all the sentiments, nurse, cook, what else do we have here? Leader, best friend, you know, all the things a mom does. Makes it all better. My mom passed away in 2014 from cancer, and my dad is still kicking at 72 in Florida, and I have 2 sisters also in Florida, and extended, estranged family everywhere, but no one really bothers. My sister Amy, she's pretty much my soulmate, lifelong confidant, best friend, and she's a truther. She's not as spiritual as me, but she's a truther. As she would say, just telling it like it is. If anybody remembers that old John Candy movie with his mother, and she always used to say, just telling it like it is, and that's what we do. My motto is, don't like it, don't look. Not gonna bother me, really. Like, death, been there, done that. You know, threats, been there, done that. Abuse, been there, done that. I've been through it all. So, people always have felt that they could come up to me and talk to me because I don't judge. I'd be the biggest hypocrite alive if I judged. I pretty much fallen angel and picking up the pieces now, but it wasn't my fault. I sound like a broken record. You ask anybody that's been to jail, and I didn't do it, but truly, the person that I was with broke our family apart by poor choices, infidelity and lying, deception, things like that. And being pretty much a single mom with 3 kids at home was not easy, and it broke me apart. Couldn't do it. No help, no babysitter, no nothing. PTA, carnivals, laundry, cooking, 3 kids. Never complaining, they're my gifts, and God has been so good to me every day. It's just another miracle. The people that I meet online that are just, if it wasn't for you guys, and I'm talking Jen, Bridge, so many people. Oh my God, I'm going to forget everybody. But Cody, he's super smart. Xanon, Sainted Anon. And then the others, you know, like John X Army and Jacob Israel, and wow, my mind's totally blank. There's so many of you, and if it wasn't for, Glitch and Bravery, and who else? Welders, and I'm Seated from Pleiades. Although you have to update that, because I heard your other video and you were like, well, I thought I was from there, but turns out I'm from another place. Doesn't really matter. Nobody in the other realms cares much for labels or, you know, separation of any sort. It's equality on a nuclear level, an atomic level. So, you know, that's just me. I would like to purchase some land and build some kind of retreat where people can come for spiritual healing for as long as is required. If they're suffering, if they are enslaved, if they are poor, if they are sick, if children, elderly, abuse survivors, you name it, I'll take you in. I'd like to have these HUD homes all over restored by the government using tax money that the communities have paid into to refurbish these eyesores on every corner with sustainable materials like hempcrete and bamboo and solar panels and wind turbines and irrigation and copper and smart things. Anyways, so have, like a healing temple, spiritual library, travel one day, all the great places I always dreamed of going, and sitting in on some of the lectures at Oxford, or, some of the great schools around. And hopefully one day get my PhD and leave something for humanity behind before I'm gone. And I have overcome a lot just in the last year alone. I weaned myself off of 14 daily antipsychotic, anti-anxiety, antidepressants. They were killing me, literally killing me. I'm pretty sure that's why I had the seizures. And I feel better than ever. If I can rise above on a dark day like today and be here in front of a camera even, and not wanting to metaphorically blow my brains out, that speaks volumes. As well as one of the medications, Seroquel, that I was on, I ballooned 60 pounds in less than 6 months, and I've dropped 75 pounds in less than 6 months, going on a plant-based diet, as well as taking vitamins, minerals, herbs, supplements, natural supplements, and other things. Salt baths are really good for drawing toxins out of your body. And then talk therapy. Some of the people that I have become friendly with here at the rooming house have shared their personal journey with me and some of the struggles and things that they've overcome. And I do personal readings with them, reading energy and using my intuitive abilities to... Oh, wait. I just have to laugh. Dun, 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 dun. My son's gonna kill me. He's gonna be so embarrassed. Mom! But that's okay. Anyways, so my eldest son is a musical genius, wizard. He is self-taught guitarist and, in my opinion, singer. Although he has stage fright like his mama. But he taught himself acoustic and electric guitar and how to read sheet music at 13. My middle son, Jonathan, is academically gifted like me, and he formerly attended the Challenger School for Math and Science in Florida, in Hernando County, where we're from. Well, I'm from Pinellas County in Florida, Clearwater, but we lived all up the Gulf Coast and the Nature Coast. West Side? I'm just kidding. And I'm not a gang member, by the way. God's gang. The gang of Jesus. I don't know. Anyways, you have to laugh, or I do, because if I don't laugh, I'll cry, and I don't like crying. I've probably cried enough tears to fill every ocean on this planet. So anyways, what was I saying? So my middle son, Jonathan, he doesn't know it yet, but he's a scientist. And I could see him going to space. When he was 4 or 5 years old, he'd be on his little rug in his room and playing with his Fisher-Price little people, building the towns, and I'd see him sitting quiet as can be in his room, take the little airplane and just... And I would watch him from behind the doorway, and it was so cute, and I could just hear it, like designing rockets and stuff. So I'll make a wager on that. And my youngest son, Benjamin, he is autistic as well. Purest soul, innocent, sweetheart. None of my kids could hurt a fly. People just naturally gravitate to them. They're kind, empathetic, generous, caring, good friends. And we are the bullied ones. And my son, Benjamin, my youngest, he's more on the Asperger's realm of it, where he cannot express himself fully. So he's under a lot of emotional trauma right now by what his father is doing with all this. And my children are in an unsafe environment. I've spoken on this before, and I've contacted every agency in this area, and I have documentation and records, again, to back up every single word that I say, even notarized documents, signed statements, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I have a civil case going on, because I've had every agency involved and no one has stepped in to intervene on my children's behalf. It's like a personal vendetta against me, you know, the town bag lady. What does she know? And I'm like trying to tell these people, my kids are dying every day for me anyways, from the minute I wake up to the minute I force my eyes shut at night. I am in a state of panic over my children, with the mold, the feces, the urine, the animals, the filth. Now, my middle son, he has swelling behind his eye on his optic nerve. He is colorblind and has a lazy eye. And he does not have the correct kind of eyewear. And they are in front of screens all day long, flat screens, iPhones, video games, blah, blah, blah. And my son's going blind, as am I. That's my biggest fear of my whole life, is not ever being able to pick up a book ever again, open it and read it, or look at my children's faces and behold them. And without the proper eyewear, due to Medicaid not covering certain types of lenses, and for autistic people with certain light flashes or vibrational frequencies or emotional trauma, it affects our physiological and neurological systems. So you end up with body pain, stress, and stress releases cortisol into your system. That's why a lot of people that are really highly stressed have a beer belly, you know, Buddha belly, because you hold fat in there due to the excess cortisol that your body is releasing when you're under stress. And it also affects the heart. So with our glasses, we need these red lenses that filter out the blue lights flashing, so it's not having so much trauma on our synapses trying to fire off, if that makes any sense. And their father does not get them proper medical treatment or counseling or anything, so that's my mission. I am righting all the wrongs. I am taking matters into my own hands, being a faceless, nameless, penniless, homeless, voiceless person. I have overcome great obstacles, especially this past winter, with nothing but my bags and a broken phone. Couldn't even call 911. But here I stand, and healthier and getting healthier every day. And my nicotine addiction is the last thing. I switched to a vape, and once my Medicare goes through with my disability claim, then I'll be able to get the supplements and vitamins and everything that I need. So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to touch base with everyone and apologize for being gone. It seems like years, even though it was only a few weeks. So I just Brian left me, and can't really blame him. I mean, my life's pretty chaotic. Again, not my fault, but it's a fact. So I don't really blame him, you know, not his problem. Just being alone all the time, though, not having anybody to just vent to or have that shoulder to cry on or get a hug. Like, hugs heal. And it's really lonely. So I thought, well, let me make a video, do my whining online, but maybe bring a smile to somebody's face that maybe lost a child or can't be with their children either today. And, you know, just prayer, a lot of prayer. Today's a holy day for me. I like to keep my Sundays and Wednesdays with God and my guides and angels, and read my prophecy and do my journaling. And the other days of the week is on a mission to the courthouse, to the post office, to all these agencies, to calling Tom, Dick, and Harry and telling my story over and over and over and over and over and over and over like a broken record. And chasing all these non-existent social security agencies. Do I look secure right now? Do I look happy and well taken care of? No, I'm just kidding. I really don't want anything from anybody. That's the whole point. I am determined to do this on my own, and I have, and I will continue to. And nothing scares me anymore. No one intimidates me anymore. And I speak my mind because it doesn't matter to me someone's opinion, judgment, perception. Really doesn't. It's not going to make or break me, and it's not going to decide my course of my choices for me. I do that. So I'm an advocate for free speech. I think this censorship bullshit is enough. And the Freedom of Information Act allows for that, freedom of information. We also have other articles like the Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, the Emancipation Proclamation, and so on and so forth. Oh, it's like, I don't know, Social Security. Do you feel secure in society? Social Security. I don't. I used to get asked that when I was 16 working at Burger King. Oh, you got to make sure you pay into your Social Security so you have something for when you're retired. I'm like, do you really think there's going to be Social Security by the time I retire? I mean, I was born in 76. I'm 42 years old. And in the less than 20 years since Y2K and the internet has taken over and technology has ruled the world and deception has ruled the world and greed and power and control and authority has ruled the world, I've seen a decline so rapid in the last 2 decades, I can't even stomach it anymore. So pretty much these are the end times. It's written in every prophetic work I've ever read. The end of the ways of the world. Planet X is coming back into orbit 3,600 years, every 3,600, just like the Earth is closer to the Sun, 360 days. This one's farther out, so 3,600 years. And it has a pretty big gravitational pull, so that's hence all the cataclysms you're seeing, plus the bullshit with everybody being too trigger happy, all the leaders, world leaders, a lot going on. I just tell my loved ones, make sure you're prepared, make sure you're safe, make sure you have survival gear and that you know how to use it out there, because I can tell you, snapping wood by hand with no axe and building a fire in the rain and gathering brush and logs to make a shack and having these guys right here to do it. So finding clean water, having light and water, fire, food, shelter, survival. So anyways, please, if anybody feels called to, in your communities, online, to your friends, to your family, whatever, start speaking the truth about right versus wrong, good versus evil, and good choices versus poor choices, rewards versus consequences. And so I love you guys. Thanks to all my subs. If you want to share, like, comment, pass it around, be my guest, please. That'll help me in my task here. I'm looking for some sort of platform with a broader audience, whether I have to do it in 3D or on YouTube or whatever, I will do. I've already, committed myself to service fully. And at the risk of myself, whatever happens, happens. And as far as court and my civil rights suit, if I have to take it to the Supreme Court, then so be it. Like I said, public record, documentation, everything, you can't deny the truth when you have hard copies, digital copies, material, copies, witnesses, every bit of proof you need. It's a win-win scenario. So I have no fear. I don't have time to sit for their years of jumping through hoops of shit to get my children safe by the time these cataclysms hit, especially in my region. But hey, if it does in the meantime, I bet that'll wake everybody up then, won't it? Real quick. So, here comes the rain. My fingers are red and frozen, and my mouth's getting dry from all this blah, 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 talking. Talkie. There's some Adam Sandler for you. So if you feel called to go listen to some Jonathan Davis lyrics, that's my soulmate, my brother from another mother, 25 years now, and wrote pretty much the lyrics of my life. And so right now, Basic Needs is my theme song, and I sing it to God because I don't need anything. But my God, my Father Absolute, my Divine Mother, Jesus, St. Michael and his sword right next to me, my ancestors, my angels, my spirit guides, and me, my kids, and my blood family here, who my family's been through the ringer. My grandmother left Nazi Germany in 1938, married an Polish-American serviceman named John. Also, my grandmother left Great Britain. My mother was only 5 when they came to America and, came to the United States. And Ellis Island made them change their last name, said it sounded too foreign. So, married another Polish-American serviceman named John. Both of my grandfathers were very abusive, and I never met them. They ended up divorcing, and my Nana used to sleep with a shotgun under her mattress. For that lady to do that, she must have been pretty scared. And then my father, he lost toes and wears a colostomy bag, and he served in Vietnam proudly aboard the USS Salisbury Sound. And then came back to serve this country for another 30 years through the post office, a true service branch of the government. So my family, we're survivors, and we're strong, and we don't quit, and I don't like to fail. I'm the kind of person that I don't study, I just go take the test, and I ace it. But when I do have time to study, watch out. So, I love you guys. Take care. Be safe out there. If the weather's crappy around you, link up with your community and spread the word about, keep up to date with weather and global events as much as you can. I will do videos as much as possible. I don't look for money or anything. I believe in sharing, gifting, wisdom, things that I learn, I like to pass along, because knowledge is a gift. It's not a commodity to be bought and sold, and neither are we as American citizens. America is not a corporation, although it seems like one anymore. And there are words such as liberty, freedom, justice, morals, ethics, honor, integrity, valor, victory, freedom, sovereignty, faith, things like that. So that's what I'm fighting for. Okay, love you guys.